Hi, hello, I'm Sugar, and this is the 9 from the 9.1 PTR Sanctum of Domination raid testing. There are 3 main bosses to this encounter. To start, players face Kira and Signy. When they reach 10%, Skyja joins. Along with these 3, there are 6 other NPCs that come into the fight to add an extra mechanic. These NPCs cannot be fought, you just have to counter the mechanic they bring to the fight. Here is a list of those NPCs and the mechanics they bring. In the footage, you'll see most of these. My testing group was only able to bring Skyja to around 60% on our best attempt. At the start, the tanks will be dealing with a taunt swap mechanic from Kira. Signy will be casting Song of Disillusion and Soulful Blast, both of which need to be interrupted as much as possible to minimize raid damage. An ad called Formless Mass will spawn periodically that needs to be interrupted, dragged in, and nuked ASAP to prevent its raid-wide damage. While that's happening, you need to dodge the lines from Agatha the Blade. These are very similar to the massacre mechanic we see on Sire Denathrius. Aruthala's Crushing Gaze will put a giant frost circle on a player. This needs to be soaked as a group to split the damage. At 100 energy, Kira casts Wings of Rage that the group needs to run away from. It is supposed to have a drag-in effect, but during testing that wasn't working. When Signy reaches 100 energy, she casts Reverberating Refrain. The group needs to be within 10 yards of her to avoid being feared. This was supposed to have a push-away effect, but it was not working during testing. Arande the Fallen runs through the purple circles that spawn, and something falls from the sky that needs to be soaked. It seemed only 1 person per circle was needed. This mechanic was a little confusing since it had 2 parts, so I hope they clarify that on live. Dashala's Anvil marked players with a giant 20-yard circle. We had people running out for this and surviving, but this might actually be another soak mechanic. When Skyja enters the fight, she has all the main mechanics from the other 2 bosses, along with fragments of destiny that spawn on 3 players. Upon dispel, they jump to the closest target. The goal is to get all 3 onto 1 person, so a shard of destiny will spawn. She sends out a raid-wide debuff called Resentment that lasts for 6 seconds as well. There are so many mechanics in this encounter, and I don't want to bog this preview down too much, so that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this PTR preview of the 9 encounter and the new Sanctum of Domination raid. Please leave me any questions in the comments below. Okay, bye!